It's 5:55 and 55 seconds. Turn on your headlights. It's time for Night Drive. Good evening and welcome to Night Drive. I am your host, Horace Wexler. It is late and I am feeling great in this little slice of paradise. The Mayor's Day Parade, well, it's right around the corner, folks. Right around the corner. Obviously, the parade is going to be a huge event, and folks all around Fakahatchee couldn't be more excited for it. I'm starting to see photos of bits of parade floats in an unfinished state, and I gotta say, they are looking pretty good. And it looks like potentially we are on track for one of the all-time great parades. One that I'm sure even Plinth Forsythe of the Fakahatchee Museum and Historical Society will have to look at and just choose to canonize on the walls of the museum for future generations to revere. Just like 1990's parade, the Tootsie theme parade, which, let's be honest, was really more of a Dustin Hoffman parade because, you know, Tootsie had been outlawed by the city council at that time on the basis that shops couldn't keep any blouses or skirts in stock because cross-dressing was all the rage. My understanding, dating around that time, absolutely wild. But as excited as I am for a absolutely history-making parade, I can't help but feel like we've got some serious darkness creeping in around the edges, and some, not me, but some are now saying we should cancel the parade. And that viewpoint, however wrong and stupid it is, might be a valid one. The community has suffered a huge blow as a good subsection of our fair town's teens have met a grisly end. And not the no-good teens. No, there's still plenty of no-good teens roaming around, randomly grabbing your shopping cart at the Publix, stopping you from going down the aisle, or putting bottles on their fingers and clanking them together while asking you to come out to play. No. I am talking about the good teens. Those good teens. The ones that made up Sheriff Bud Nichols' platoon of trailblazers. Good, solid teens. The best and brightest of Fakahatchee with bright futures whose salsa-soaked bodies were found spread out on the Beauregard Elementary School soccer field in large letters, spelling out the word spicy. It's horrible. And obviously, this community will struggle to get over it. But how will that ever happen if we start canceling much-needed community events that will draw the community together? It will invigorate the Fakahatchee spirit. We'll all heal together, or we will cry alone. And a lot of people have worked real hard on those floats, so I think it would be a real shame to cancel. But I don't know. I go back and forth. Maybe I'm alone on this. I want to hear what you think, so go ahead and give me a call at 305-209-9686. Should we cancel the parade? That's what we're talking about tonight. Or is this exactly what we need right at this moment? A celebration of life to bring us all together. And forget about those teens drowned in not even the spiciest condiment, by the way. Not even the spiciest, if I'm being honest. If it was indeed a chipotle sauce, as reports are saying, there's plenty of spicier salsas. I mean, wasabi or horseradish, when and if you can find it, can be just as spicy. Obviously, those are incredibly hard to come by with the shortages. That doesn't make it any less sad, of course, but I don't know. Do you really want to cancel the parade for someone that was drowned in a mid-tier Scoville scale sauce? I don't know. Just something to think about and keep in mind. Ooh, the phone lines are starting to light up here pretty quick, so all right, let's dig right in. Let's get to it. Go ahead, line 2. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Horse, this is James West.
Hey, James. Why are you calling tonight?
And I'm just calling in. I was thinking about it, and we need to cancel that Mayor's Day Parade.
Cancel? Why's that?
You know, the sheriff can't even pick up his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, where was he?
You mean when the Trailblazers were kidnapped? Yeah, I've got questions about that also, James.
Well, I'm telling you right now, we need to hold that sheriff accountable. I just can't trust him at all to protect us from the hot sauce man or anything that might happen at the Mayor's Day Parade.
Mm-hmm, right. Well, that's a really valid concern. I think especially with Hot Sauce Man out there.
I hope you're doing well, Horace. Thank you for being here for all Fakahatchee.
Well, James, I'll be here until you good folks stop calling or until the station explodes, whichever one comes first. You stay good now here.
Bye.
Okay, well, let's go over here to line 5. Go ahead, line 5.
Yo, Horace.
yo, yourself. Who's this?
Dude, yeah, this is Cornadio Chimongo, my dude. Taking a break between a late-night pump.
All right, well, where do you fall on this parade? Should we let it go forward, or should we cancel the whole thing?
Look, dude, I'm still salty they didn't choose my B idea for a theme, but it's okay. Down Under, still a pretty sick theme.
Well, I think my question still stands. Should we cancel the parade?
One word, no way, not for nobody. Look, anyone who wants to stop this parade is going to have to go through me. And unless they're like a mist or some sort of poltergeist, they're not going to be able to do it. I'm solid. You can't just walk through me. I'm like all palpable and shit.
I mean, I agree with you, but just to play devil's advocate here for a second.
No, Horace, I'm not playing child's games with you. Look, I tell you what, dude, I'm going to find this Hot Sauce Man, and I will end him. You don't mess with a man's parade. It's sacred stuff, and I won't stand for it. So here's what I'm going to do, my dude. I personally am going to be looking out and running my own security team for the parade, making sure that if shit goes down, that I'm downer, you know?
Really?
Yeah, really. It's going to be me, Brucey, and the artist formerly known as Prince.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what I call my fists, my dude.
Got it.
Yeah, the artist formerly known as Prince is my right hand, because he's gonna rain blows on you until you're purple, dude. You hear that, Hot Sauce Man? When I'm done with you, your favorite pepper's gonna be the ghost pepper, because you're gonna be a damn ghost. Then they'll have to outlaw you from the town, because you're like too spooky. I didn't really understand their legislation.
And why's your left called Brucey?
I just really like the name Brucey, you know? I like the name. Sounds approachable. Sorry, dude. Just gotta keep the heart rate up. That goes for the old guy, too. Making threats. I'll pound an old guy in the dust if I gotta.
That would be,
the Chowder
That
Bird.
would be, yes, Scrit Chowderhorn of the T-Ball Walkers.
Yeah, Chowderhorn. He was making threats. You know who I'm really not afraid of?
And who's that?
Anyone older than me. I got youth on my side, eh? I'll make you choke on those pocket candies, Grandpa. I'll make you choke on those pocket candies. Not you, of course, Horace. You're one of the good ones.
Thank you. I think you just called me old, but all right.
Sorry, dude. I know that's aggressive, but I just can't chill none because I'm mid-workout and I'm frustrated. But like this Sauce guy, I'm done with him. I'm done with his nonsense. I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm gonna get a pussy together and vindicate on this guy. So, like any concerned citizens that you know have got muscles, like I better be able to see them under your shirt kind of muscles, come find me and we'll get some whips and chains. We'll take this dude out, huh?
Look, Coordinatio, I don't know that vigilante justice is necessarily the right answer here.
This is giving me some extra motivation to push through this last set. I'm gonna go, Horace. Let's take it up another 10 pounds, all right?
Okay.
Let's get
all right. Thanks for calling. Just to be clear, nobody here at Night Drive condones any sort of vigilante justice, even if a parade hangs in the balance. This is exactly why we have a sheriff, and I have to imagine nobody is more angry, probably, than the people at the sheriff's department. Okay, maybe their parents. I have to imagine the sheriff's department is a close second in anger terms. But Sheriff Bud Nichols takes the city's safety very seriously. And while he's often overwhelmed, I know he does his best for the town. But look, I obviously can't speak for him, but I'm sure he's got a plan to handle this. I'm sure there's an investigation that's ongoing. And I'm sure that any group of angry citizens banding together to take matters into their own hands is likely going to complicate an already complicated situation, and just make it further complicated. And let's not make things complicated. Let's make things simple, because when things are simple, we can get things solved. But I'm sure we'll find out more about any plans that the sheriff could share in the future. The sheriff is a frequent caller to Night Drive. All right, we'll be right back with more of your calls right after this.
You're fat. You know it. We know it.
I tried just about everything I could think of. Fad diets, painful exercises.
Yeah, nothing seemed to work for me.
Introducing Manus Max, a bold new fat loss supplement from Tucker St. Clair.
Manus Max was a total game changer. The game was me being fat, and it definitely changed that.
I was thinner in weeks.
And would you say happier?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Manus Max is a proprietary blend of caffeine, green tea, vitamin D, and a diluted Ukrainian nerve gas that attacks calories at the source, your hands. By disabling your hands using a paralytic neurotoxin, you'll experience almost a total caloric reversal.
I thought it would just stop my hands at mealtimes, but I couldn't move my hands the rest of the day, or at all. So no snacking, no anything.
Doctors agree 95% of food enters your body after being touched or manipulated by your hands first. And Manus Max goes right to the source, at a molecular level. It's science!
I was still able to eat a pie by smashing my face into it, but I couldn't get a lot into my mouth, so yeah, I definitely ate less.
Lose the baby weight, rejoin a sport you love, impress old classmates at a reunion, feel stronger and healthier. Manus Max wants to help you be the best you can be. Order today and get a free 30-day trial of Manus Max, reusable straw, tote, and the Tucker St. Clair Beach Calendar. Manus Max, because being thin never goes out of style.
All right, let's go ahead and take a call from line 2. Go ahead, line 2.
Hey, hello, Horace. This is Plinth Forsythe.
Plinth, how are you doing tonight? How is the Fakahatchee Museum and Historical Society?
It's good. Just about as good as we could ask for,
That's great. Well, what's on your mind, Plinth?
Well, I know you're having folk call in and asking them about whether we should cancel the Mayor's Day Parade or not.
We sure are. Well, where do you fall on this question, Plinth?
Well, as someone who attempts to catalog and preserve history, I try very hard not to make history myself.
Right.
I would throw everything off, and I could be accused of bias.
Oh, that makes a sort of sense, I suppose.
So I can't say whether we should or shouldn't have a Mayor's Day Parade, but I will say Fakahatchee has never canceled a Mayor's Day Parade since the very beginning.
Really? Not even once?
Absolutely. Oh, boy. There were a lot of false starts before we actually had the first one, but once we got the parades up and rolling down Main Street, well, we've had a parade ever since. Even in the middle of the hurricane back in 1962, we still had it.
Right.
The theme that year was Hollywood. Though the Fakahatchee Picayune, the precursor to the Gazette, would go on to call it a mistake afterwards, then we went ahead and had it. Hey, I'll be honest, a lot of the parade did get blown away. There was a Tequila Mockingbird-based float that straight up took flight in the wind that year, and the pictures tell the whole story very clearly. The float caught a big gust of wind and lifted the whole float off the ground, where it flew 100 feet if an inch, and it speared the float, celebrating the Birdman of Alcatraz. But we didn't cancel. Whether we should have or not, that's really up for history to say. History says we should have canceled, but we've never canceled. So we're on a streak. It's up to us if we want to break the streak. So.
Well, Plinth, that just sounds like the classic super stubborn Fakahatchee spirit in action.
Right. Super stubborn. Thank you, Horace, for taking my call. Just thought I'd share a little context for what the callers might be weighing in on tonight.
Right.
We sure would like some of you to come down and see us. It gets a little lonely down there sometimes, especially in the evenings. The house gets drafty, and sometimes when the wind blows just right, I it kind of sounds like a woman in there singing a song. I know it's not a woman, but it sure would be nice to see someone in there. I like to come around a corner by a display case and see a lady or a man. It's either one would be fine. Just a little someone to talk to. All right, Horace. I'm gonna go.
Absolutely, Plinth. And if you're a listener and you haven't been down to the Fakahatchee Museum and Historical Society, a lot of fun old artifacts and ephemera down there to check out. So I definitely encourage you to do so. I know at one point they were giving away free soda to encourage people to come down and check out the museum. And of course, Plinth is down there 24/7 to answer any questions you might have. All right, we're getting some heated debate here tonight. Should the Mayor's Day Parade be canceled? Seems like we're swinging both ways here, like a garden gate in a hurricane. But before we get back into your calls, let's take a moment for some Fakahatchee community announcements. The Fakahatchee Symphony kindly asks that you stop referring to their performances as bittersweet. A bittersweet symphony isn't technically symphonic. It doesn't even use orchestral scoring. But we do hope one day you'll call your friend and they'll say, "Hey Den, should we go Bach to hear another symphony on our list?" And you'll say, "Shoo man, I'd embrace that idea with open Brahms." Oh boy, based off that, I might be asking for a refund on my season tickets. The committee to re-elect Richard Baisbon is looking for supporters and volunteers. According to Richard, he's got a real deadly case of Legionnaire's disease, and he'd like to run for city council just one more time before he kicks the bucket. So if you're interested in working on his campaign, please reach out. Richard Baisbon is, of course, no stranger to our show, but if an opponent chooses to run against him, we'll be more than happy to run a similar announcement for them as well, should they wish it. Of course, no word on the life-threatening diseases that Baisbon has been suffering from in previous years when he was going to run for the city council just one last time. So I assume they were cured. The Beauregard High School volleyball team will be doing a Carl Wash this Saturday to fundraise their trip to Acapulco. So come on out and bring your dirtiest Carls. That's got to be a typo, right? We'll scrub and wipe those dirty Carls until they're absolutely spotless and gleaming. We don't care how muddy or filthy nasty those Carls are, just wait till we get our soapy hands all over their body, and we're not afraid to get wet doing it. We'll be out front of Hank's Old Arby's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Gosh, I'm still really hoping that's a typo. All right, well that is going to do it for the Fakahatchee community announcements. All right, let's go over here to line 3. Line 3, we're talking about should we have the Mayor's Day Parade here, even in spite of some of these terrible events that have taken place here in Fakahatchee. How do you feel about it, caller?
Horace, is that you, man?
Yeah. This is Horace. Who am I speaking to?
You still recognize me? It's Hot Sauce Man.
Oh my God.
It's so good to hear your voice, man. It's so good to hear you. It's been a while, but honestly, I really got a bone to pick with you. Especially the Reggie Moot scoop. The things that he was saying about me, I do not appreciate them.
Right, Reggie. He was one of the. I hate to say it. He was one of the your victims.
Look, it could have been anybody who killed the trailers. Yes, I happen to be Hot Sauce Man. But having said that, they were drowned in hot sauce, and then their bodies, were forced to spell hot sauce on a field, and then I spelled in fuego with their blood. So, but yes, that was me. I did do that. So, but it's
wait, hold up there now, Hot Sauce Man, because I heard that the body's actually spelled spicy. So, was it hot sauce or was it spicy?
Here's the thing. How many times have we talked now? I want to say like 5 or 6.
That seems like it does feel that way, but that seems like a lot.
I just feel like we're getting to be friends, and like I can really kind of tell you anything because you're the guy that I talk to the most, right? So we're buddies, right? I can say that. That's fair to say, right?
I think it would be fair to say that there's a connection here.
Yeah, a deep.
I don't know that I would
connection.
be saying that we were like friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a phone connection going on.
It's a personal connection that you feel comfortable with me and I feel comfortable with you. And sometimes I listen to your show, when I'm naked. But I want to clear up a couple of things because you're my bestie. I will have a real problem having anyone say, whether they're alive or dead by my hand, that this was some sort of motivated by a sex thing. That is absolutely untrue. There at no point was there anything large or girthy inside of me, and at no point was I sexually aroused by the murder of the Trailblazers. I mean, if there was any sexual arousal, it was because I was listening to Buster Poindexter's Hot, 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 which, I mean, I think everyone can agree is a very, very good song. I mean, why wouldn't you get at least a half a chub listening to that?
The Latin rhythms are spectacular, but I think that Reggie was mostly speculating. God rest his soul, but he did paint quite a picture of what might have been happening outside the van. So unless you can clear that up, I think that's going to stick in people's minds.
Okay, all right. Should I just videotape myself murdering some more Trailblazers, and then that will clear everything up, and no one will see that I have an enormous erection? I guess that's how you're supposed to do it. Is that what Ted Bundy did? But no, I do not find this is a sexual thing that I do. I do not find that this is. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a workout, so like that's kind of nice. I get a little bit of cardio,
yeah.
Like I get some weight, and there, I'm sure my doctor would appreciate that sort of thing.
I don't see anything lazy about dragging a bunch of bodies out to spell out words on a soccer field. That sounds exhausting to me.
Thank you. Yes, see, and this is why we're best friends. This is why you get me, and we get along so well. Oh my goodness, Horace, I love you. I've never said that to anybody. So we are connected now.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Swell.
Are you feeling this? I feel so alive. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is, yes, the Metasol and we has been really difficult for me, and yes, I cannot taste anything right now, despite how much scud I drink. It all tastes like nothing. But I thought one of the great reasons to do this would be get the attention of your coworker.
Right, my producer?
No, Tiffany Bunzel.
Oh, right. Well, sorry for being confused. She works the morning shifts, so we are technically coworkers. Yes, I apologize.
Yeah, part of the reason why I called into you, like I figure like any guy would, like, you commit a few high profile murders and then you call into the night guy and you kind of get to be friendly with him just like us, as we're best friends now. And then maybe he could pass along a good message for you. You know how it goes. So how are things going with that? How is Tiff? Is she good? Is she seeing anybody right now? Would she be open to somebody who's into multiple homicides?
She has damaged goods. So
okay, all right. So you're saying she has low standards?
I mean, let's not imply things here. I think her standards are probably still pretty high, but I hate I'm saying this. There's probably an angle.
Oh, okay. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I owe you one. Okay.
Right. Well, let's get back to these Trailblazers. Is there any reason why you specifically targeted them? Was it solely to get Tiffany's attention?
I had to kill somebody to get Tiffany's attention. I mean, that's just what you do being a man these days.
Right.
With the Me Too movement. What else can you do except just murder teens who go around enforcing the law? So I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think that you and I are on the same page on this one. The Trailblazers are just really, really annoying. I think everybody in town can kind of see that. Like, I mean, who are these kids who actually have the power to go out and police our town? It's Fakahatchee. This is our town. Are these kids even from here? I mean, they're from here. I mean, I know certainly as Reggie screamed for his mother, I knew her and Gwendolyn growing up. So yeah, I mean, he's from here. But having said that, I think that these kids, like, they just come in and immediately they get to be number one on the call sheet when it comes to being a cop. I mean, they don't know what it's like to really be going through the alligator crap. I mean, like, that's the really tough job. But, like, are they doing that? No, they're not. They just get to go around and fight geriatric gang members. I mean, where's the fun in that? Where's the justice? Horace, I mean, come on, man. You get it, right?
Well, I always looked at that as sort of a, soft community policing that, like, hey, if they're up for it, like, let them do it.
A soft community policing, they carry guns. They carry multiple firearms.
Well, they are officers, even though they're interns. I think that's probably normal. I mean, it's, look around. It's Florida. We all have guns here.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, like, those kids are, 16, 17? Reggie had a goddamn sawed-off shotgun. I mean, where do you even get that sort of thing?
I think you have to buy a regular shotgun and, like, put it in a vise and saw it down. I think it's a DIY kind of project.
Oh, you got to do that by hand?
That's why it's called sawed off, I think.
Oh, that... Oh, I'm banging my head with my palm right now. Of course, sawed-off shotgun. But, I mean, honestly, you saw Reggie. Did not look like he could even lift the saw, let alone cut off the end of the barrel.
I mean, that's initiative, though. Like, I think this is somewhere that you and I are not connected. And that is that, like, I found the Trailblazers to have a surprising amount of initiative and, to be working really well to kind of keep the William Bryden Avenue sort of chaos at bay between the Dust Kings and the T-Ball Walkers.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, like, were they really causing that much trouble? I mean, like, most of them are well into their 80s. I think one of them is an octogenarian. How much trouble does that kind of thing really get into? I mean, especially here in Florida.
There's been some deaths already. The potential for something bigger and worse to happen, I think, is entirely there.
Oh, I mean, honestly, like, what, a couple of walkers are in the street, then that's it. I mean, I think the Trailblazers just themselves, being young, promiscuous. Reggie, I'm convinced, had a sexual relationship with Henry. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to openly say that they were gay and that they had hate sex with one another because they were both afraid to be open about that. And then they can go ahead and prove me wrong themselves if they want to come forward and say so.
Well, I mean, that's really their business, and it's sort of unfair to say that it was hate based. Unless you have some sort of evidence to that point, like, it could very well have been love-based.
Well, let me tell you this: who spent their last moments with them? Me, I did. So I think that when they died in each other's arms, I think that there was probably hate in their eyes. I mean, it could have either been hate or just the incredible amount of hot sauce that I had pumped into the man.
Yeah, I could see that really affecting sort of the tissue around the eyes.
Yeah, it was very red and irritated.
Yeah. Hot sauce man, let me ask you here. A lot of people, and I don't necessarily agree with them, but a lot of people are worried about the potential for violence at the Mayor's Day Parade. Is there anything that we have to be worried about from you?
Let me tell you something about the Mayor's Day Parade. The streets will run red with hot sauce that day. Yes, there will be violence. Yes, there will be problems. And I tell you what, at the center of it all will be me and my queen, Tiffany. So don't you worry about that. Horace, as my best friend, you are out of harm's way 100%. You don't have to worry about anything. But as for everyone else, listen, to Fakahatchee, I would stay clear of the Mayor's Day Parade if I were you, unless you're ready to get spicy.
Whoa, that's terrifying. Well, I might be on the like cancel it side now. I don't know. I keep going back and forth.
Oh,
it's a real sort of risk versus reward. So maybe we should cancel it.
Wait. No, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought that the permits had already gone through, and we have to do it. Isn't that? We have to do it at this point,
I mean,
right? Like, they can't
nothing
stop.
has to be done. Like, everybody could just be like, nah, we're not showing up. And, like a parade doesn't just happen. Like, people have to sort of commit to it. Like, permits are permits. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah, but I mean, they had to put the deposit down. I mean, like, they had to rent all those trucks.
Yeah, but that gets farmed out to like insurance or whatever. Like, that's probably the only way the parade makes money. If I stop to think about it, if like they have to call it off because of like threats. I don't know. Fakahatchee may come out ahead by not having a Mayor's Day Parade at all.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Prank call. This is a prank call. So enjoy the Mayor's Day Parade, everyone. I did this because I'm ashamed of my body. Okay.
Again,
Alrighty.
Hot Sauce Man, I don't make that call. So obviously that happens further up the chain, and I'm sure the mayor will say something about that. But it just sort of leads me to make me wonder what's your end game here? What will make you stop?
This is not Hot Sauce Man. Again, this is all a hoax, and so the Mayor's Day Parade has got to go on. It has to happen in order for everyone to have fun. So let's all go to that, everybody. Go there at the designated time and make sure that you bring lots and lots of scud.
What'll happen if people don't? I'm just saying it kind of sounds like a threat the way you said it. Like now you're threatening.
Not a threat. It's just I have some things planned, and also I cannot return anything right now because it's been past 30 days. I've been really planning this for a long time, and so if I take anything back now, then I am definitely going to take a real hit to my wallet. And so it's Big Five does not have a very good return policy, and that's where about the majority of these things I would have gone through REI. But having said that, they only sell through Amazon, and we're all trying to stay away from Amazon these days. So it's a real twisted web of commerce, to be honest with you.
Right. Well, you got to get event insurance. I don't know how that applies on an individual level, but for the parade, it might be a guy. I don't know. It sounds like now it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation for the parade.
Horace, this is so us, like you are the brains and I'm the brawn. That's why the next time we do something together, it is going to work out perfectly.
Right. Well, swell. I'm going to actually move on with the show, Hot Sauce Man. I've taken up enough of your time. And, I'm sure you've got, well, I was going to say you've got things to do, but don't do any of those things. Go do some nicer things, maybe.
Well, sure. I mean, I can go, kill some scorpions. I can head by the El Burrito and get some more hot sauce packets. Let me tell you, you need to save up quite a long time in order to have enough to fill up a van. It really is quite a commitment.
Oh, I assumed you had like oil drums. Did you sort of get that from a bunch of opened hot sauce packets?
Yeah.
Before I want to let you go, but I'm just going to ask, person to person. Man,
best friend to best friend.
Yeah, best friend to best friend. We all love the Mayor's Day Parade so much. Don't, just don't, please. I feel like Fakahatchee needs this.
I tell you what, maybe you go ahead and you call your friend Tiffany, and I don't know. We all go out, the three of us, just you, my best friend, me, and Tiffany, and then maybe the Mayor's Day Parade is okay. And I can use the fireworks and oil drums for some other events or something. I don't know. Isn't Labor Day coming up?
Yeah, I mean, you sound like you're having some issues over there, my dude.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I've been eating a lot of the Doritos and also drinking a lot of the Scud just to try and get taste back in my mouth. And I'll be honest, it is doing a number on my digestive system. Ooh.
Well, that is not good radio. So I'm going to let you go, sir. And we will talk to you again soon.
All right, Horace, you're my best friend.
Right. All right. For some reason, some of you out there are unable to call in tonight. It doesn't matter. Could be any reason at all. Maybe you're too busy being a government-mandated creeper monitoring the show to make sure we're playing some mandated buzzing, or maybe you got a fussy baby on your lap, a real fussy baby who's demanding your attention. Well, no matter, because you can reach out to us utterly silently via email or tweet. And you know who did exactly that is Briska D'Ons, who tweeted at us at Night Drive FM to say, Horace, I live for the Mayor's Day Parade. They can't cancel it because this is my only time all year that I get to see people riding on the outside of cars while they're surrounded by horses, and people playing trombones. And no, I can't watch the Macy's Parade because I'm scared of the giant inflatable Snoopy. That Skydog is just too big. Thanks for tweeting at us, Briska. Well, that looks like another yes in favor of the parade going forward. Okay, Roger Ochoa emailed us to our email address at nightdrivefm@gmail.com to say, cancel, cancel, cancel. It's an injustice that this parade might continue unless it becomes a funeral parade for those good teens who drowned in the van in the pursuit of truth and internship. And if it becomes a funeral parade, it better not have any of the fun stuff that parades have. Unless it's a New Orleans-style funeral parade, with some dirty brass bands and ladies lifting their tops to show their bosoms to the deceased. I've talked myself back into the parade. The parade must laisser le bon temps rouler. Well, that was a real roller coaster of an email, Roger, but looks like we'll add another yes to the pile. All right, Pris Galinthan hit us up on Instagram and tagged us in a picture of a foot with parade written on it. Looks like it's written on it with lipstick. No caption or anything, just a foot. Seems pretty average. It seems like it's attached to someone, which is, always preferable, unless you're Alleyway Steve. I'm not a judge of feet, but I don't know, if it's not nice, it's at least well maintained. Hard to tell if this is for or against the parade. Anyway, thanks for sending us this totally average foot, Pris. Please don't feel compelled to tag us in another. I'm going to call this, a no, just to keep it sporting. All right, let's go ahead and take a break before we get back to your calls and opinions, and we're going to take a break by doing that break right this second. Hey there, this is Horace Wexler. I'm a modern man on the go. In fact, when I'm not on the radio, I'm constantly on the move, from the boardroom to the bedroom. Except when I'm defecating. That's my slow time. But with so much time in action, that's why I turn to Krullick's Power Pants. They're stylish with a flattering cut, and more importantly, they won't slow me down when I'm busy doing my young upscale city-based errands. And that swish you hear when I'm charging past, living my get-it-done lifestyle, that means my pants are working. With each step, I'm generating a tiny electrical charge as one leg passes the other. And this happens thousands of times a day, which means that's a load of free electricity I can do anything I want with. When I get home, I simply plug my pants into my house's junction box to offload the electricity I've generated throughout the day. Hear that? That's the sound of my blender whipping up some pants-powered pina coladas for a party of movers and shakers. And I'm the spark. Krullick's Power Pants, the jeans that generate. All right, let's take another call from over here on line 4. Go ahead, line 4.
Hey, Horace, it's Tyler Duncan.
Tyler, the parade. Big question of the night. Should we let it go forward or should we cancel?
Listen, we can't cancel the Mayor's Day Parade. It is a long-standing tradition here in Fakahatchee, and traditions are important.
Well said. Well said. You can't argue with tradition. You just can't.
Also, I live right on the parade route.
Ooh.
I don't want to miss it. It's the best parade.
Well, Tyler, it might just be my hometown pride, but I think I have got to agree with you. Thanks so much for calling in.
All right. Bye now, Horace.
All right, let's go over here to line 6. Let's go over here to line 6. Line 6, you're on Night Drive.
Hey, is this Wexler?
You're live on Night Drive, speaking to Horace Wexler.
Well, hey there, muchacho. This is your mayor, Mikey DuSoleil.
Oh, hey there, Mr. Mayor. What's got you calling in tonight?
Well, see, buddy, I was listening to your show, and you're having folk call in asking them if we should still have the Mayor's Day Parade.
Yeah, that's right.
Why is that even a question? Why would we cancel? Seems to be a tiny series of weird murders. And everyone's losing their chill. Come on, man.
Right. Okay, so it seems like you're still pushing for the parade to continue, even after the murder of the sheriff's trailblazers.
Mayor's Day Parade isn't going to be canceled on my watch. Look, I'll admit, I'm new to this. I came in with a lot of songs and a lot of hubris, so I'm pushing to make this the most memorable Mayor's Day Parade yet.
Well, I'd like to think it's for good reasons.
The best reasons, buddy, the best. I mean, this is the hardest I have ever worked on anything. It was second only to my defense to beat the unfair murder rap down to manslaughter, and then finally down to a little community service, which the judge, who's a friend of mine, we used to go tarpon fishing down in the Keys, so it could be fulfilled with a public concert.
Right. Well, I certainly appreciate that our new mayor is all in on some of our homegrown Fakahatchee holidays.
Oh, heck yeah, buddy. I love a good holiday. I even got some improvements coming, so it'd be a shame to call it off, I think. Not for Salsa Man or Chipotle Guy or whatever he calls himself. I ain't scared of him. Only two things I ever been scared of. My ex-wife, getting half of my estate and song royalties in a divorce, and then, one time I was bringing my seaplane into Puerto Poco, and it was rainy, and I was way too high. Oh my gosh, I was yelling at the pilot to slow down, and then I realized I was the one with my hands on the controls. Nobody else on board, I tell you. Ooh, that was some good dope, brother.
You mentioned improvements. What sort of improvements are you considering?
I don't want to spoil too many of the surprises, but let's just say I have figured out how to turn it into a boat parade. Everyone loves boats.
Oh, are you going to be moving the location?
No, sir, brother. We are going to flood the street.
Okay. I mean that seems like not the best idea.
Oh, see, it sounds like you think I haven't thought this through, but look, we still got a lot of blood on our streets from the blood rain, and I think this is going to wash that off as well. So, touche, Mr. Wexler, touche.
Well, Mr. Mayor, have you mentioned this improvement to any of the people building floats?
No, it's a surprise. A surprise! I just revealed the surprise right now. But, if you want people to cancel or not cancel the parade, it doesn't matter. The parade is happening. Viva Los Mayors Day! I was going to fire my gun off, but I can't find it. So just imagine I fired my gun to celebrate the parade and show how excited I am for it. I mean, it's probably here somewhere.
Well,
I put it in this
okay,
order.
Well, that seems like it's something that...
Yeah, Horace, look, buddy, I'd love to stay and chop it up with you, but there's a wet T-shirt contest about to kick it off at 5 o'clock, and, oh boy, if it doesn't need the delicate mayor's touch. And no, before you start saying it's sexist and shit, it's all boys in the wet T-shirt with no pants. That ain't sexist at all. It's the opposite. So don't lose your chill and wheel out your crucifix, because I'll preside over any wet T-shirt contest that falls under my mayoral jurisdiction. Girls, boys, the in-betweeners, and the ones that can't decide. We all got titties. And I don't care who's I'm seeing, as long as I'm seeing them through some wet, white cotton.
All right. Thank you for calling, Mr. Mayor.
I see. You're about to ask if I judge a dog's wet T-shirt contest. Well, that's a good question. It's true, dogs got a lot of titties, Horace, but to be honest, I ain't ever been asked, so I never really thought about it. So I think I'll probably have to get back to you on that front. But yeah, I'm leaning toward I would. I think so. I mean, don't hold me to it, but I think so probably. Now, I really gotta go. So no more questions.
I mean, it's always good to speak to our mayor about what's going on.
Y'all ever got any wet teas over there at that station?
No. We're generally pretty dry over here.
On account of the electronics?
Probably. Yeah.
Well, all right then. I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it. But hey, y'all ever change your mind, you let me know, all right? Now, Jesus, Horace, I gotta get gone. It's not 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock here, and I'm gonna miss the ceremonial dumping of the water on those teas.
That was Fakahatchee's mayor, Mikey DuSoleil. Always good to speak with our city officials to get an idea of what's going on in town. And sounds like the parade is still a go. Perhaps you'd better wear shorts and possibly some aqua socks, or maybe go barefoot. I probably wouldn't. Not on our streets the way they are currently. Well, it is looking like that's all the time we have for tonight. I have to say, he's not wrong. I am excited about the potential of a boat parade. I do love boats. What can I say? I do love boats. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not a historian, but I'm pretty sure that would be a first for Fakahatchee, which kind of makes me wonder, why did it take so long to do a boat parade? The answer, of course, is probably in the fact that somebody had to make the call to flood the streets. So we'll see how it goes, but I don't know. I kind of feel like maybe brighter days are in our future, and wow, there's nothing brighter than the glisten of the sun off a shiny brass trombone in the middle of a parade. I do hope that we'll see a memorial float of some kind to reflect on the lives of the trailblazers that was cut short in a blaze of spice. A real moment, just in the middle of the parade, as it is just in life. A sad moment to reflect on those we've lost, before the high marching Clydesdales come down the middle of the street, and I guess they'll have to be really high marching with water going on. I wonder how much water he's talking about flooding the streets with. Something to figure out. Well, that is all for us here tonight on KFAK. Good Morning Sunbuns with Tiffany Bunzell takes over tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. Tomorrow, Tiffany learns how to throw darts the Scottish way. The doctor shares a secret about how to get a head start on that summer body for next year via medically induced coma. And Rita Redondo, handcrafter extraordinaire, will teach Tiffany how to set up a street-side memorial for a lost loved one without having to crowdsource all those candles and bric-a-brac. That's all coming up tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock on Good Morning Sunbuns. I hope you'll spend tomorrow morning with Tiffany on Good Morning Sunbuns, and I want to thank you for spending your evening with me here on Night Drive. A lot of things you could do at night, and Night Drive is just one of them. If you enjoyed the show, you can rate or review the show. That's a great way to let others know that the show is worth checking out, and it also helps people find the show. An exceptionally high rating might even be added to my obituary as, quote, necessary additional flair. But nothing beats telling a friend about the show by writing it on a dollar bill and sneaking it into their undergarments. So when they pull on their underwear, they'll be like, "What's this?" and pull out money that says Night Drive. Even if they don't like the recommendation, they're sure to love the cash. You can reach the show on Twitter at Night Drive FM, on Instagram at Night Drive FM Insta, or on Reddit at r/NightDriveFM. And of course, there's an open invitation to join the Discord full of great folk from around the world. Currently, we're doing a gift tournament featuring the best weather gifts, some of which have been terrifically cute and exceptionally funny. To join the Discord, just reach out, ask for an invite. We want you in there. We're gonna let you in there. You only have to ask so that we keep some of the riffraff out. And you're not riffraff. Come on, get in there. If you really love the show, why not become one of the patrons and support the show at patreon.com/nightdrive. We use that money for hosting for the podcast, bandwidth for the website, sound gear, etc. After losing some parts of a recording for this episode, I'm actually putting some of that money in the future toward a new audio interface for the show, so it won't happen again. Do you want that Night Drive look? Well, nightdrivemerch.com will take you to storefronts where you can get shirts and stickers and a Season 1 Night Drive poster, which you will definitely want to frame and put on your wall. I put it up on my wall, and my wall has never, ever been cooler. My wall wears sunglasses now, thanks to wearing that poster. Night Drive is produced by Michael Truly and is hosted by a man who gave up trying to find out what inexorable meant. Me, Horace Wexler. The callers were ably played with the kind of slow bravado they used to make war movies about, Eric Toms and Casey Redmond. I'd also like to thank our lightning callers, Drew Ensz and Sean Considine. Also a very special thank you to our musical guest, Blunt Force Trauma, for providing the music. To be clear, they didn't make the music, but they got it from somewhere, and they insist that we don't ask too many questions about it. So it's 5 o'clock, and until Tiffany takes over at 5 o'clock, here's 4.5 hours of government-mandated buzzing I'm required to air. I certainly hope some government spook is required to take notes. Until next time, I'm Horace Wexler. Keep night driving.